One of the things that was included in the package that I received, the $50 package that I received in the mail, an excerpt in there, a reference of Bork, or whoever wrote that stuff, for Bork, a Supreme Court decision where the Supreme Court stated in one of its opinions that when someone is subject to the jurisdiction of the United States, it is total and complete and absolute, covering every aspect of their life. Now, this is not a verbatim, but this is the gist of it. The Supreme Court stated that when someone is subject to the jurisdiction of the United States, they are 100% subject to the jurisdiction. Well, when someone is 100% subject to the jurisdiction of the United States, there is no way to get out of it, because there is no provision that says you are 100% subject to jurisdiction unless you decide to quit. You can't quit. There's no ability for you to quit. So forget all that crap, and don't file any kind of paperwork with the government to try to revoke anything, because the revocation papers constitute an acknowledgement that you submitted to their jurisdiction. So you're stepping on your own toes. They can't prove. Understand that. Wait a minute. They can't prove that you were ever in their system. There's no way they can prove it, no matter what they come up with. How many times have you seen on television, movies, or these detective stories and things like that, in a courtroom scene where they have somebody in the witness box, and the district attorney or somebody is asking them questions about some document, and they say, "Isn't this your signature on this document?" And the witness will say, "Yes." Why? Why? Why in the world did the witness answer yes? Well, of course, that's in the script of the movie. But it's not. Oh, it doesn't only happen in the movies. I venture to say, unless you pay attention to what I'm telling you, if some authority, the district attorney or somebody, showed you your application for a driver's license, that when you look at it, it looks to you like this document that you signed when you were 16 years old to apply for your driver's license. Sure looks like it, and you can acknowledge that in your mind. However, understand this. They can't prove you signed that paper. That's why they show it to you and ask you, "Isn't this your signature on this paper?" Why would you answer yes? Why don't you tell the truth? The truth is, how could I possibly know that I signed this document? The only time that I can know that I signed any document is when I sign the document and I keep it in my possession. As long as I have it in my possession and I never let it out of my possession, then I know that I signed that document. As soon as I give that document to somebody else and it is removed from my personal view, they take it out of the room, go in the other room and come back with it. I don't know if they come back with the same document or not. It was out of my sight. They took it out of my sight into the other room. Then they brought it back and showed it to me again. And they said, want to ask me questions about it. Wait a minute, how do I know that that's a document that I signed? Well, you just signed it a minute ago. Wait a minute, how can you prove I signed it? Well, you remember you signed it. No, I don't remember signing it at all. You took it out of my sight. You took it into another room. Now you're bringing it back, and you're asking me questions about it. How do I know it's the same document? There's no way that I can know that. You people need to understand this. You need to get this really into your head so you understand it. Whenever they show you any kind of a document, and ask you, did you sign this? The answer is, I don't. How could I possibly know? Well, and then the next one, does it look like a document that you might have signed? Well, what is the relevance of that? Whether it might look like some document or not that I signed is totally irrelevant. That's got nothing to do with anything. Do you think that it's the one that you signed? What does make a difference what I think? The only thing that makes any difference is what I know, and there isn't any way that I can know that I signed that document. And anything else that you're asking me is a bunch of, you're just trying to smoke and mirrors me into being able to introduce this document without, some kind of a validation by me. You're trying to get me to validate that document for you, because there's no way you can prove that I signed that document. And guess what? I'm not going to validate it because I can't. there isn't any way that I can know that that's the same document that I might have signed. The government of the United States, there's no doubt about this, the government of the United States has the technical capability of producing any kind of a document that they choose to produce that nobody could tell from the original. No expert, no matter how expert the expert might be, could tell it from the original. The government of the United States most definitely has the capability of producing such documents. So how in the world could you possibly know that any document they show you was a document that you ever had anything to do with? So it doesn't make any difference.
Also, Eric, if I could add to that, also a signature. I learned this a little while ago, that a signature is only a signature if when you signed it, you had full disclosure and you agreed with it and you knew everything about it. So when you went to sign anything that gave jurisdiction to the federal government that you did not agree with or you did not know, okay, then it's not really a signature. That's more like an autograph, or that's more like a handprint.
That's not quite true.
It's not.
It's not quite true. That's close.
Okay.
You have to be careful about making a statement like that, because it depends on what's in the document that you sign. Because if the document includes in it a reference to other documents, then you have also agreed to those other documents. And some of those other documents may have a statement in them that include everything that there is anywhere. And if the document you signed included another document, it would also include all the contents of that document, which could really bite you very, very severely in the butt. So you need to make sure that when you sign something, there's no reference that the only thing that you're signing is what's included in that document, and nothing else is included. It's a good idea to have that on the document. That my signature on this document pertains to the content of this document and includes no other document reference anywhere. It's like when you go, when you open different accounts in various different places, they'll have some kind of a clause that says that you agree to all of their current rules, and so also to any of the modification of the rules that they make in the future. That's all over the place. You can't hardly get on the internet, on any web page or group on the internet without signing and agreeing to something like that. So understand that what you said about the signature depends on what's on the document. Like the traffic citation that I talked so often about that I got a year and a half ago on June 3rd when the wheels came off of my dually truck. In Arkansas, the traffic citations, there's a statement right above where the receiving person signs it, says, I understand everything above my signature. I love that. Because inherent in the meaning of that statement is, I don't understand anything below my signature, and I don't understand anything on the back of this paper. And I've seen other citations in other states where it states when you're signing the citation, it says right above your signature that my signature below includes everything below my signature and everything on the back. That's not on the Arkansas citations. So read that fine print because it's very, very important. And if you don't like that, then draw a line through it when you sign it, so that you're not signing for everything on the back or everything below. Because on the back and below, it might again reference something that's included on the back or below your signature that's not on the document itself. It could be some statutes. So be aware of all that stuff. But then again, I have to add, would it make any difference if the King of England signed any kind of a document that had any of those provisions on it? Would that affect his position as the King of England? No.
Whatever he waives or signs away his sovereignty.
Only when he specifically renounces his position as the king. That a specific document where it states in there that I renounce my sovereignty. I am no longer the king. It had to be that clear.